Hey friends, it's UrsulasRevenge and happy Wednesday update day. I am actually starting this video on Tuesday because we had some breaking update day news that was released in the SSO Embassy Discord. Apparently, in this week's update, we will actually be seeing some improvements to the screen delay issue, which if you don't know, this is what happens when, for example, you're in a championship and you are on your screen, you're in first place, but it actually says that the two people behind you, if you turn around, are actually in first and second place. So it's why when you see somebody doing a race, or for example, in the recent event broadcast that I posted for our show jumping event at Thornwood Acres, all of the riders are going through the jumps and not actually jumping over them. That is all because of screen delay, and apparently in this week's update, they are actually going to be fixing this globally. This update has apparently already rolled out on the Swedish servers for the last 2 weeks. It was intended to go live globally next week, however, due to a last-minute decision, they've actually decided to put it through in today's update. So, I'm starting off this update video on Tuesday because I want to record some before and afters so I could really highlight what this change actually looks like and what it actually means for playing the game. So first, I want to actually read you the whole message from the technical director, and then I want to show you what it looks like before the update. So this post was written by Ishmael, the tech director. Hello, I'm here to mention some changes that will go out tomorrow that we didn't have time to add to this week's update post. Will be mentioned next week, but I believe are important for as many players to know. Character action synchronization. You've probably seen players who jump before they should, and then they go through a fence, and similar situations. Tomorrow we will release changes on how we sync character actions that will solve this glitch. Now you will see players jumping over fences and poles as they should, turning when they're supposed to turn, and starting and finishing moving at the right moments. Character position update rate. We are updating how the character position update works. Currently, it sends a message every 500 milliseconds. This causes weird situations, especially during races, where you see players way behind you when actually they're in front of you. With this update, we will have more dynamic position update based on distance or area of interest. Closer characters will send and receive the position updates more often, 25 milliseconds. We still need to have in mind differences in each player's latency, so you will still see them closer to reality, but there will be a smaller gap than before. This is a big step towards better character synchronization. A known bug from our side. In some cases, very rarely, when a player character spawns in the world, you might see them floating. We are aware of this problem and will be fixed in a future update. I want to give kudos to all the engineers who worked on these changes to make a better experience for all of you. So, right off the bat, I'm really excited about this. I know it hasn't happened yet, but if you do Star Staples dressage, if you do live showing, if you do any degree of role playing, honestly, even if you just like to do races, this is a huge win for all the players because we are getting closer to having accurate reporting of where characters are in game. So previously there was about a 1.5 second delay from what you're doing to what everyone else is seeing you doing. So for example, when you get that 3, 2, 1 countdown on the race, it might look like you are moving about 1.5 seconds before everyone else, but in actuality, everybody's actually starting at the same time. It's just not showing you what everyone else is doing accurately, and it's also not showing what you're doing to everyone else accurately. Am I making sense? Either way, let's get over to some practical tests. For this first test, I'm having Shiloh go through a show jumping routine so that you can see what it looks like to everybody else when somebody is doing jumps. This is before the update on April 22nd. And this is after the update on April 22nd. The second test I want to show is when your character stops. So currently on Tuesday, when you stop on your screen, it'll look like you stop on a dime, but to other people so that it catches up to the screen delay, after your horse stops, you slide forward a little bit to your actual position. This is what it looks like before the update on Wednesday the 22nd, and this is what it looks like after the update on the 22nd. Here you can see Shiloh is knocking down all of the poles. This is an important step. On my screen, the poles will stay up, but on Shiloh's screen, they will be knocked down. This is because, like I said before, you have to jump 1.5 seconds later than you normally would. So this is what the camera setup would look like before the update on Wednesday, April 22nd. the camera has the poles up. Shiloh has to jump extremely late to actually look like you are clearing the jump on the camera count. And this is what that same type of shot looks like after the update on April 22nd. So it's actually kind of insane how much better it is. Like, what? It's actually synced. That's kind of crazy. I'm excited to see what this means for dressage practices. I'm excited to know if this means like we don't have to really account for screen delay as much. I'm also interested to see if this kind of like affects like lag spacing, and like if people will continue to like rubber band so drastically. I don't think that they were like aware that that was like an issue, but it might be something that could be fixed over time with something like this. I don't know. I'll have to test that more with my dressage team, but as far as like realistic roleplay live showing, this is a game changer. It's actually so good. And honestly, even like just regular like filming in general, like we don't have to do this math anymore and just like constantly trying and making sure you're not clipping. It's no fuss now. You don't even have to knock down the jumps. It just works. And the other thing I want to point out is, do you see, I don't know if like when they're getting ready to jump, I don't know if this is a new animation or if I'm just like noticing it now, but like it kind of looks like your horse is like I don't know if this is also just a Hanoverian thing, but your character on, or rather, how do I phrase this? It doesn't look like it when you are actively playing, but when somebody else is watching you jump, you lean further into that jump right before the takeoff. Like, do you see that? Like, am I seeing things? It looks, maybe it was already doing that in the old version a little bit, but I don't know. There's just, when I looked at it today, I don't know if it's because I'm like really looking at it, but it really does look like there's a change there too. It looks more realistic. It might have already been there. I don't know why we don't see it on our characters, like why I can see it better when I'm watching somebody else do it. Like there's a lean in there that I'm not seeing in the actual while you're playing. Maybe it's just the angle. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't know. I kind of noticed that it looks like you're bracing for a jump more. If not, it was already like that. It still is, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. All I know is that I'm really excited. This was a fantastic change. I'm so giddy about this. Congrats to the team. This is amazing. I am so excited to see this kind of trickled into like other aspects of the game. So like I can't wait to go do championships. I can't wait to like go do like training with my friends and like us actually be in the spot we're supposed to be and like racing against my friends. Oh, I'm so excited. With all of that excitement out of the way, let's talk about what else was added in this week's update. As a reminder, everything that I just talked about was not in the news. However, it was planned to be in the news next week. So we'll probably learn more about it. I mean, I think we kind of got a good idea already how much of an improvement this is, but we'll read more about it next week. Also, just as a small note about an update to the news page on the website, they've added when the blog posts are released to the news page. So previously, the blog post didn't appear here. They only appeared on this game blog page, which apparently now just links back to the news. There's no separate game blog page. So all the blogs will now appear on the news. So you'll know when there's a new blog post instead of having to like check the blog post page. It'll all be on the news. So it is the last week of the Equestrian Festival, but, oh, that's a big B. There's actually still new stuff coming out with the event. It looks like we have Kirsty's quiz returning from last year. It's not really a quiz. I guess it kind of is. You're trying to pair riders with their ideal horse based off the description that they give you. That's a returning feature from last year. And it also looks like we have a new quest with Ferdinand. So let's go check those out. And also get our week 3 reward from the festival activity board. You know, I don't think I've ever tried to take the trailer without being mounted on my horse. I didn't know it would put me behind my horse. Okay, first we are getting our cat. Wow, you really are the main event of this festival. I don't know if he says something different to everybody. Like, if there's just kind of like a random, like, text phrase that you can get. Like, there's like maybe like 6 options or something. I don't know, but I could have sworn that somebody had a different message than I did when I got the second reward. I don't know though. Oh, you're both right next to each other. Okay, let's start with Kirsty's because this is returning from last year. Hello there, I'm Kirsty. Hugh invited me here to bring some attention to horse adoptions. Thanks to the Equestrian Festival, many Norwegians have decided it's time to get new horses. Some people need help choosing the best breed for their sport or work. I'm having a hard time keeping up with all these requests for information. You know a lot about horses, right? Do you have time to talk to a few of these interested folks? Think about it. Let me know if you have some time to help out. I sure do, Kirsty. Thanks for offering to help, Arya. Let's get started, shall we? Most people have a specific need in mind, which we try to match with the best breed. Stein brought some different breeds from all over Jorvik, so you'll have a curated selection to choose from. Why don't you help out that person? You'll do a great job. I know you will. Thanks for helping me today. I was told you know a lot about horses, and I was hoping you could help me. I love show jumping, so I want a horse that enjoys it too. Jumping is so much fun. I really want my new horse to enjoy show jumping as much as I do. It seems like Stein has prepared some horses already. Would you pick one for me? Sure. We know it's the Hanoverian. I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah. So the way that they kind of do these quests sometimes is like there's a specific quest on a specific day. I know that this one was from last year because I remember the Hanoverian was new and they would have been like, look at how cool the show jumping Hanoverian is. I don't know if they're the same questions on the same day though. Like the fashion one with Loretta, it's the same thing every day of the week. Like Wednesday, you always wear pink. Tuesday, you always need a championship ribbon, like stuff like that. Either way, it's the Hanoverian. Thank you so much, Arya. I'm so happy you picked a horse for me. It really was a perfect fit. This is the Hanoverian, gentle-mannered and eager to please with its elite performance skills. The Hanoverian has become one of the ultimate champions of show jumpers. We will go and enjoy the festival. See you around. That was amazing. I could tell both of them were overjoyed. We wouldn't have been able to do it without you. Isn't it a wonderful thing to help people and horses find each other? We will continue our work here. Enjoy the festival. Okay, so that's a quick little daily that you can do for some... Ooh, player experience. That was 10 player experience. Literally eating good in the neighborhood with his player experience. Alright, Ferdinand. Good Jarl, where has that famine on legs got... Famine on legs? Okay. You see, I was bringing some delicious fruit to share with the attendants of this wonderful festival here. I don't know what possessed me to bring George with his seemingly insatiable hunger with me on this occasion. As you can see, the fruit never made it to the festival. George has run off to have his second breakfast, brunch, and dinner in one go. And this is not even the first time this has happened. What does he look like? Hungry. A very, very hungry fjord. With his stomach, we might not have gardens left in Jorvik for much longer. Oh no. Hey Arya, do you mind fetching that Sir Eats a Lot horse for me? Sure, for another 10 experience. You should be able to find him by following what's left of the fruit. Let's just hope that he doesn't gain an appetite for anything but just fruit before you find him. See a carnivorous fjord? Oh my god. He's just a walking garbage disposal. But he doesn't eat pizza. That's a niche reference for those of you who like board games. Targeted towards teens. From the 80s, 90s, and early aughts. Cutie patootie. There you are, George. Come on, let's go back to Ferdinand. I bet he's got more fruit. Oh, we're bribing the horse. He wants more fruit. Ooh, we can just transport back. That's a nice quality of life feature. Hey, there you are. Thank you, dear. Cool. I'll take it. I mean, good player experience. We got some tokens and we got some shillings from it. So with it being the last week of the festival, that means that all of the festival exclusive things will be leaving come next Wednesday's update. That means all of the daily activities, the inflatable bouncy horse, doing chores dailies for Mick Horse, all of the festival exclusive horses, everything will be leaving next Wednesday. However, the festival will return again next year. They do tend to do iterations year to year, so we're not sure exactly what will be returning next year. That will be determined once they do like their audit of the event to see what we interacted with. But I'm sure we will be seeing a lot of the stuff that we saw this year come back. I hope so, because honestly, I've had a great time this Equestrian Festival. I really do enjoy the improvements that they've made this year. It is worth noting that all of the festival exclusive coats will be returning next year. That is a guarantee. So if you are not able to get one of the festival exclusive coats that you are eyeing this year, have no fear, they will 100% return next year, usually at a discount. So just keep that in mind. If there's a horse that you like but maybe don't love and would like a discount on, and if you can wait a year, they usually get somewhat discounted. So they did also note that something that is not leaving is the home stable customization. So you do not need to worry about if you haven't picked up any of the new Brookhaven and was it just Brookhaven? Basically the new stable customizations that they added earlier on in the event. There were new metal colors and new bricks for Brookhaven. Those will be permanent, so you got plenty of time to get those if you want them. Another thing that will be leaving is champion ranks. This is your last week to complete the champion ranks. The champion ranks, as a reminder, let's just take a quick peek at the board to show you. As a reminder for the champion ranks, you get points for where you place in the championship. So if you get 1st to 4th, you get 5 points, 5 to 8, you get 4 points, 9 to 12, you get 3, 13 to 16, you get 2, and anything beyond that, you get 1 point. Each tier unlocks a new ribbon, ending with the tier 1 ribbon, which I did manage to get yesterday. I'm very excited about it. So it is 250 total points. So you have just under a week to get that now. This will end at midnight server time on Tuesday next week. So you have until Tuesday night to complete your champion ranks, and make sure to actually claim your ribbons here. They will go to your mailbox, but that's how you get your ribbons. You have to make sure you actually claim them. And look how good this one looks. So snazzy, so fancy, so prestigious. So this was not in the news, but a little birdie told me in UrSpace that the Moorland race may have had some changes for the festival, which is weird if that is the case. They don't usually change things midway through. So let's just do a quick little run through and see if anything has changed. Oh, what? Hello? Okay, that may just be because that... Interesting. Okay, I think that was an unintended thing. Hold on, let's do this again. Okay, so... You get here... Yeah, you are supposed to be able to go this way. So what I'm thinking is happening is this little hay bale thing is not supposed to spawn in until, because you're supposed to jump this and this, and then you go around the lighthouse. I don't think that this hay bale wall is... I'm stuck. Oh no, I need to see. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Yeah. I don't think that's supposed to spawn in until you hit this checkpoint. And I say that because this wooden jump here is not there when you go around the lighthouse. Like, that despawns as it's supposed to, as it should. See, they're now, well, I don't know if those were, like, they just move off to the side, but either way, I think the hay bales here are loading in at, like, a checkpoint too early. I don't think they're supposed to be there. I think that was just a little oopsie poopsie, a little glitch. This too. This too is not supposed to be here because you don't necessarily have to go this way. I cut through the festival area. So it seems like the changes to the Moorland daily race here are little glitches. So hopefully we see that corrected just like at least sometime during this week. Because yeah, I don't, it's not supposed to do that. On that note, some of the other races also have some disappearing obstacles, so keep an eye out for that. Report any bugs you see. For example, Fort Pinta, the boats are missing at the beginning. Sabine's race, the falling rocks are missing. So just as you're doing some races, keep an eye out and report anything that maybe looks a little funky. Over in Fort Pinta, there is a new horse for sale. Over in this area with kind of like... I don't want to call them the rejects because they're not, but like the special horses that are of like story implications but don't really belong anywhere in the game. Specifically, they all end up over here in Fort Pinta, and we have a new magic horse addition. This is Kyria. Kyria was added in honor of Year of the Fire Horse and is a reference to Sabine and Khan. This is your way to have Khan in game, and honestly, this is kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie. Like the fire hooves are really cool. I love like the internal glow that like you can see the skeleton of the horse. That is so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. This is Kyria's non-magic form. The only thing that kind of stays is the red eyes, but she has no other markings otherwise. So I don't think we have like a markingless black Frisian. I think they all have some sort of marking on them, like a sock or a blaze, or not like a full blaze, but like face markings. This one is pure black, but with red eyes. Kyria is available for 950 star coins, and she will be permanent. So she will not be leaving with the Equestrian Festival, and there is like no planned day for her to leave either. So there's really no rush. You can always get her when you save up enough star coins, or if you really want her. But you have time to decide. There's no rush to immediately purchase if you're not ready to. With Kyria's release, there is also some new items in Global Shop. It is the Rider of Kyria set. You've got a full set of horse tack, plus a full rider's outfit. You can't really see because of like the way my hair is down, but the jacket does have Sabine's symbol on the back. Oh my god. I think I mentioned this once before. My mouse broke, and I'm using my old mouse again. And the scroll wheel and the click are just so loud and so grating and so irritating, and I hate it so much. Anyways, that's my little mouse tangent aside. It's gonna be loud until I go buy a new one. I miss my infinite scroll wheel so much. But there is Sabine's symbol on the back of this jacket, and in my opinion, a nicer Sabine helmet than the one that we get for the Equestrian Festival. I'm obsessed with this jacket. I need it. I'm also obsessed with these boots. I need them. Am I wearing the pink ones currently? I am. I'm wearing the pink ones currently. I love this model. I'm so excited that we now have them in black. I will be getting those with my shillings. But again, just like Kyria in Fort Pinta, these outfits are permanently in Global Store. So you've got like literally, I was going to say plenty of time, but there's no time limit because they're permanent. You don't have to worry about them leaving at all. And finally, there is one last thing in the news that a lot of people have been asking for. So going into change appearance, there is a new eyes option. Oh my god, I'm so cute. Look at that little smile. I like, oh wait, hold on. Why don't we have these idle animations in game? Those are so cute. These animations are adorable and they're only reserved for this screen. Anyways, I digress. There's a new eye color. It's the Saltus Witch eyes. A lot of people were asking for these for your character, and now you have them available. It is 30 star coins to do this change, or if you have an appearance change coupon, you can use that as well. I haven't used one of those coupons before, but I know that like anything you change adds a total change to like whatever you want to do. Like it all adds up is what I'm trying to say. So I'm pretty sure the experience change coupon will make all of your selections free and not just a single one. So it's worth saving those if you want to do a big change, but it is an option if you don't want to change anything else. If you're really happy with how your character looks, you could just use the appearance change coupon on the eye color. But these are cool. These are really sick. Anyways, that is going to be it for this video, and that is going to be it for the Equestrian Festival for 2026. I did kind of give my whole like overview of the festival, but honestly, I really did enjoy the festival this year. I didn't get burned out a single time. I'm still planning on doing all the races every day. I've been collecting so many tokens for next year. Maybe I'll do a total token take, I guess. Show you like how much I actually earned this festival season. So I'll show you that in the next update video, but I kind of want to talk a little bit about the things that they didn't bring back this year. So no impressing the Baroness, but honestly, I think that's fine. There was champion ranks. There was still the activity board, which kind of functioned the same way. I think I said earlier that impressing the Baroness walked so the festival activity boards could run. And it really truly is a better system for the festivals. I do wish that the Baroness had more of a presence in this festival. Even if she was just kind of like walking around or just like appeared at different places at different times of day, I just think that would be cute. The only time that she is involved is during Imane's quest. She is one of the NPCs that could pop up for you to talk to, but that's pretty much it. I kind of want her roaming. I want more NPCs roaming, to be honest. Like Luciana didn't appear, Lilybones didn't appear, and they updated them literally last year. More so Luciana than Lilybones. They still haven't updated Lilybones at her race in New Hillcrest. She's still her old model there and in some of the other quests that she's in, but Luciana was updated everywhere. Anyways, I digress. I theorized that maybe Luciana and Lilybones were in the McHorse costume, but I think Lilybones would have piped up to rap at some point, even if she was the butt. So no McHorse reveal, which is fine. Keep your secrets. We like a little mystery. Another thing that didn't return that I was a little bit bummed about was Julie having tokens and horse experience at each of the championships. So you could once a day, if you did each championship, get extra tokens and extra experience. I'm not missing that quite as much as I thought I would. I think that we have her daily, and I think that's fine. We really did get a ton of tokens still. I know that week 1, I know there's always like a lot of people upset that we're not getting enough tokens, but it is week 1, and as things get added, we get more tokens, and it all adds up over time. So I really didn't miss having her at every championship like I thought it would, but I'm so glad that they brought her back. I'm so glad that they brought back the teleporting between the different championships, or at least from Moreland to the different championships. Having a way to come back would be really nice, but maybe I'm just being lazy. And then one more thing I want to bring up that they didn't bring back this year. There was a couple of things. Well, okay, I'll bring up 2. The spring treasures. I'm glad that they didn't bring them back this year. I did not like that game mode. It was just boring and not really worth doing. It was like the one thing I didn't wind up really using last year. However, I do wish that they brought back at least just one more year of the token exchange using your spring treasures, because I have a bunch of them and they're just kind of sitting in my storage. I can, however, sell them. They sell, I think, for 1 shilling each, so it's kind of like light, just like a little pocket change. If you've got some left over, you can just sell them, but I think it would be nice if there was just the option to exchange them one last time before they were completely useless. And then the other thing I did want to say is the red string trail. So I have been very adamant and vocal about the red string trail not really being needed in the spring event. I say I've been vocal. I've probably mentioned it like once or twice. I don't think it needed to be in the spring event because there was already so much going on in the spring event that it was just like excessive. And because it's in like Firgrove Starshen Ranch area, I thought that it made more sense to put that at the summer Camp Western event. Because it's like trail ride and like Western, it's not like Western adjacent, but it's a trail ride. And wilderness, and that's all about Camp Western too, is the wilderness aspect. It's also closer to that festival. I think, add that to like one of the devs' AMAs last year or something, like where she was talking about the Equestrian Festival, I think, and I had mentioned like, I don't think the Red String Trail makes sense for the Equestrian Festival and it should be in the Camp Western event instead. And her response was that lore-wise, it is supposed to be a spring tradition. However, when I replayed the quest, it did not say anything about it being a spring tradition. So I don't know if like they realized like, oh, well, I guess it doesn't have to be in spring, or maybe they just removed it altogether. I have no idea. But I'm crossing my fingers that they added it to Camp Western because I really do think it fit in more for Camp Western than it did for spring event. So anyways, yeah, those were just kind of like my final thoughts on the event. Let me know your thoughts on the event in the comments now that we've gotten to experience all that it has to offer for this year. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video like this. I do try to cover every Wednesday update. and more. I'm expecting a roadmap sometime before next Wednesday update, so if that does drop, I will be sure to cover it in our normal way. We'll just read through it and I'll play the game. We'll maybe go train some horses. We do know that next week, the story Beyond the Walls of Marching Gas is expanding as infection continues to spread. So we are going back to Marching Gas. It's Marching Gas 2 Electric Boogaloo. I'm so excited to see the story continue. And speaking of stories, I do have a RRP video coming out on Friday. This has been in the works for many months. For context, I scripted it last year and then I recorded it in January and I had to wait before I could release it, but it is finally time for me to release it and I'm so excited to actually share it with you. So if you like some like drama, some like a little sci-fi, mystical, magical storyline happening, wink wink, that will be coming out soon. So stay tuned for that and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!